Hey, good morning, guys. I slept really well, got up early, just did a little hike along the river here. Pretty nice little river, just love it. And I'm going to be making some breakfast right now, and getting that coffee going. Okay, so I have everything I need for breakfast. Scrambled eggs with cheese and tomato. Put a little salsa on that. Got a yogurt here and some hash browns, and of course coffee. I really love the Gerber knife here. Very nice. And the mighty hash browns. It's 2 of them in there. Yeah, you can only buy them in a box like this, so I have to get the community size here, family size, like $2.43. Folgers coffee. Good to the last drop. All right, going to be heading on up the road. Can do some exploring. Heading up towards Highland Lakes. Let's go see what's out there. Absolutely beautiful country up here. Look at this. Wow. Okay, I had to get out and do a short hike here. On the my GPS, I could see a really cool little valley over here. I decided I gotta go check this out. Beautiful. This is what I was looking for. This little green valley down here. Right down there. I can see a little creek in there too. I'm not even sure what that is. What creek that is, but wow, this is some rugged country up here. This is the Carson Iceberg Wilderness up here. Pretty remote country. Had to check this meadow out. This is amazing. I love the colors out here. The green is so intense, and the blue, the sky blue, July blue, I just love that. It's amazing. This is a great area. Okay, I'm looking for the stream here. There we go. I knew there was a stream in here. Just had to be. Look at that. And this is kind of boggy in here. There's a spring. It's got to be a spring in here. So whenever you find a mountain stream and it's summer, it's a good idea to soak your feet in it. So that's what we got to do. So this area reminds me a lot of Yellowstone, northeast Yellowstone, where I used to work back in the 80s. 1983, 1984, and 1986, I worked in Yellowstone National Park. I was in college and decided to go on my summers to go to Yellowstone one year and just loved it. Made some good friends. In fact, I'm still friends with 3 guys that I met there in the 80s. Pretty cool. And what a great experience. We went backpacking all the time on our time off, fly fishing, climb peaks, lots of touring around. Really got to know the park well. It's a great park. It's America's oldest national park, actually the world's oldest national park, 1872. And one of the things that's interesting about Yellowstone, there's a lot of wildlife there. Elk, bison, antelope, mule deer, black and grizzly bears, wolves, coyotes, fox, and particularly the bison are an animal that the tourists seem to have the most problems with. In fact, they do. More injuries and fatalities happen with bison than any other animal in Yellowstone. These bison can weigh up to 2,000 pounds, travel between 30-35 miles per hour if they want to. And they're extremely unpredictable. They look like they're just this slow animal just sitting there, minding its own business, swatting flies with its tail and grazing like a cow. And so people kind of get lulled into walking up to them, and they're very fuzzy and they're very iconic, and they're all standing out there like cattle. And so people think that they're not as dangerous as they're told, maybe. I don't know. And then some people are just blatant. They'll walk right up to them. And in fact, I remember while I was working there, I saw a man at Lake Village walk up to a bison, and he was maybe 10-15 feet away. And then I said, and I just happened to see him, and I'd been working there all summer, and I said, "Excuse me, sir, people are killed every year doing what you're doing." I was trying to be diplomatic and just kind of inform him. You don't want to tell people what to do, because they're adults. Hopefully they'll figure it out. But he looked at me, and then he looked at the bison, and he took 5 more steps that much closer to the bison. And I was like, okay, this is not good. So, and I remember also while working there, people would have questions, and it showed their naivety about North American wildlife. And they would say things like, "Can you ride the bison?" That's a self-answering question. When do they put the wildlife back in their cages? Okay. They're wildlife. They don't have cages. They do whatever they want. Are the bison animatronic? So it really shows the mindset that there's kind of a theme park thing going on in their head, like this is some kind of a theme park. Not for everybody, but for these tourists that aren't quite with it. And I'm being polite here. We used to call them Turons, and that was a cross between a tourist and a moron. It's a Turon. And I thought that was a word that we kind of made up in Yellowstone where I worked. And I was in Canyon Village, the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone. It's just an amazing place. But I looked, it was on the internet, like a Wikipedia definition of a Turon. pretty wild. But nowadays, with everyone having a camera, there's a lot more of these incidences being caught on video of people walking right up to animals and then getting into trouble. And in fact, there was one just last month, I believe in June, of a family that was on a boardwalk, and they didn't really move out of the way when the bison was approaching. They kind of stalled around, and you could see in the video that they had some chance to really vacate the area. And sure enough, the bison jumped up on the boardwalk, jumped on the other side, and there was a kid in the way. Bison was going for the kid. The dad tried to intercept it. He got thrown in the air, and the kid took off, and then the bison kind of bluff charged him again. Anyways, here's the video for that.
Officials at Yellowstone National Park are investigating a terrifying incident where a man and his son got tossed by a wild bison. Officials say they got too close to a male bison on Monday and it charged at them. Video shows the man grabbing the boy before he was gored and flung into the air. The man was treated for injuries. Tourists are warned the obvious, which is to keep at least 75 feet away from the bison.
I remember being at Mammoth Hot Springs once, which is in northwest Yellowstone. The Mammoth Terraces, just beautiful, and there was an elk in the grass next to one of these government buildings, and then this guy approached, and then the elk slowly walked up to him, and they were head to head. It had to be 3, maybe 4 feet away, and the elk was going like this. He was standing there with his legs really erect and the ears kind of back, and he was doing this. It was like warning the guy, and the guy was kind of smiling. He had his camera and he was looking, and he thought, oh, this is kind of fun. The elk is performing for him or something. And I thought, oh my gosh, this guy's gonna get head-butted by this elk, and that could land you in the hospital so easily. And this is not a beer today. This is a seltzer water, mandarin orange. That is my drink for today. And so I found a video of a guy at Mammoth Hot Springs, similar kind of situation. He was in one of these grassy areas around a building, and this elk just got ticked off, had a big rack on it, went after this guy, and he happened to jump on the other side of this fence to avoid it. But let's take a look at that.
Second time in less than a week, another person attacked by an elk in Yellowstone National Park.
Now, wildlife encounters are nothing new in Yellowstone, but this year, the normally docile elk at Mammoth, both bulls and cows, have taken out their frustration on park visitors.
This latest encounter similar to the one last Thursday where a bull elk charged a man and knocked him to the ground.
Get over the fence!
As you can see in this Facebook video, a pair of tourists suddenly rushed by this elk and were just barely able to escape. And in the distance, you can see other visitors scrambling for safety as the elk actually circles back toward the other side of the field. This all happening right near the Mammoth restaurant.
I remember watching one of the late night talk shows, and I don't know what they were talking about, but I just remembered they said, every zoo is a petting zoo if you're not afraid of death. And so that's, you got to be smart out there. Really the biggest thing that you got to do is stay about 25 yards up to 100 yards away. If it's like a grizzly bear, you just do not want to approach these animals. They need their space, and the bison really like their space, and they will protect it if you kind of break their little boundary. Whatever that boundary is in his head, you don't know. They're so unpredictable. There was also another video of these 3 girls that approached a bison on the side of the road in Yellowstone, and this was another pretty close call.
Hey guys, we've run into a bison here and these stupid girls are approaching it.
Oh my god, they are dumb.
Bison can run up to 30 miles an hour and gore you to death, so who knows what kind of action he might be in for if this guy decides to charge. Smart folks. I can't believe we let people like this into national parks. Anywho, we're just gonna sit and watch him feed for a little bit, and oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. That's generally about the general level of intelligence we run across here.
So yeah, your life is not worth video or a photo to get close when you don't have to. Get a zoom lens, just be happy with the picture you got. Go to the gift shop, get 3 postcards for $1. Whatever you got to do, but don't risk your life for a picture. If you go to Yellowstone or Custer State Park, there's some other places. I believe Rocky Mountain National Park has bison, but Yellowstone has more bison than anywhere else on Earth, and there's more bison now than there was like 15-20 years ago, and so there's more incidences of bison charging, attacking, goring people, and killing people. So it can be very scary really quickly if you're not smart. So anyways, just reminding me of Yellowstone, and I just wanted to talk about bison and wildlife for a little bit. It's not quite my scary story, but yeah. So anyways, I'm gonna get back on the trail here. All right, great hike. I am back at the car, at the trailhead. Let's go check out the Highland Lakes. All right, here's the Highland Lakes. This is the first one. I think it's the biggest one. Beautiful. I love how green it is. Not the lake, the grass. So this is the Upper Highland Lake, just a beautiful lake. I love all the green and seeing snow this time of year. It's July 1st, actually July 2nd. It's always good to see snow in July in the mountains. It's a good thing. So I think I'm gonna call it a video right here. The wind's picked up and I am not gonna be climbing this peak. It's just too hard to do a video, and I don't like dealing with wind. So I've had a good time. Thank you for watching. We will see you on the next one. And as always, keep hiking.
Oh my gosh! Dude, holy crap. The river. What's he gonna do? Oh my gosh, it's gonna get him. Dude, holy shit. It's totally gonna get him. Holy crap. Should I start honking or something? Yeah. Open the door and have the guy jump in the car. Yeah. Do you want to jump in here? Do you want to jump in here? Come on, man. Hold on. Oh, that's good. The car will come.